Hey guys, welcome back to Down the Stretch. Doing races for Monday, the 21st of April, Easter Monday. Let's just get right into it. The first race is for 5-year-olds and up, optional claiming, 200,000, and native bred 6-year-olds and up, nonsense of 2, a field of 9, and I'm boiling this race down to 4. They are the 1, Dancing with a Cat, the 2, Monaco, 6, ZI, and the 8, Fiery Path. Dancing with a Cat, 5 furlongs round. Last time out was 3.5 furlongs, was 5th by 4.5 lengths to Fiery Path. That was the 1st of March. Going around the bends, I think capable. Shane Richardson get the ride, so coming in pretty light for Anthony Dixon. His last good run, I would say, was 5.5 furlongs back in November, when 3rd by 3.5 lengths to Pip, and Excuse Me Goodbye. Not the fastest of horses, but I think is fit, and I'm going to give this Dancing with a Cat a shot at running a good race. The 2, Monaco, Demar Williams, claiming 4 kilos for Stedman Curtis. Disappointing on last when finishing 11 by 25 lengths to Air of Fire. Before that, over the 5 furlong straight, was 4th by 6.5 lengths after showing speed to Sabina. So coming in here, claiming 4 kilos, I think I like Monaco. I think Monaco is going to have a good shot stepping down in class from 350,000. The 6, a horse that is very fit for this level, is ZI. Just lacks early speed. So with Anthony Allen claiming 3 kilos here for Michael Marlowe, so he's taking off some weight. And if the pace comes back in the stretch, I think ZI will be the horse finishing best. Last time it was 5.5 furlongs, 2nd by 4 lengths to Sir Ganga Jamuda, who I think is much better than this level. So ZI, once the pace slows up in the stretch, will be coming home pretty strong. And the 8, the ultra consistent 13-year-old horse, Fiery Path, Richie Shakes claiming 3 kilos here for Edward Walker. I'm going to throw that last race out. Was hampered in the race some point, but before that was a winner at 3.5 furlongs when beating Sir Ganga Jamuna, who I think has left this class and is better than this class. Before that, at 5 furlongs round, was 4th by 2 lengths to the very fit Storm Valley. I think Fiery Path, once again, even though at the age of 13, is going to put in another decent run. The second race, native bred 4-year-olds and up, nonsense of 2, and imported 4-year-olds and up maiden, a field of 9, and they go a quick 4 furlongs straight, boiling this race down to 4. They are the 1, Golden Lawyer, the 2, Aplomb, the 4, Dream to Reality, and the 6, Gelroy. Golden Lawyer, Shane Ellis for David Powell. Last time out, 6 furlongs, was 4th by 3.5 lengths to Galloping Develos. Before that, at 7 furlongs, was 3rd by 3.5 lengths to Happy Force. Reverts more to a distance that I think Golden Lawyer likes. And his last run over 5.5 furlongs was 2nd by a half a length to She's Dallas Love. So over the straight course now, a galloping course, I think this Golden Lawyer should enjoy it. And with Shane Ellis in the saddle, good run expected. The 2, Aplomb, Jaheim Anderson claiming 4 kilos for Tensan Chung. Nothing in the last 2 starts when coming to this level, but first time at this level over the 5 furlong straight was 5th by 5 lengths to first grandson Faith Downey and Blood Moon, and was prominent. It was even 3rd by a length and 3/4 at the furlong pole. So freshened up for this, claiming a lot of weight, and they have taken off the figure 8. So I'm interested to see how this Aplomb runs, knowing that this horse runs well over the straight course. The 4, the horse I like in the event, Dream to Reality, Robert Halladine for Jacqueline Roman. Last time out over the 5 straight was 5th by 13 lengths to Sonogram. Was prominent up to the furlong pole before tying up. Last good run was at this distance back in March when 2nd by 2 lengths to Irish Wish. So off the base of that performance, working well coming into the race, I think Dream to Reality is the horse they're going to all have to beat. And the 6, Gelroy, Anthony Allen claiming 3 kilos here for Cashbird Kowalsing. Lackluster performance in the last 2 starts, but before that on February 9th, going 5.5 furlongs, was an easy winner over Noble Sovereign and Lucky Papa. Does have some early speed, so I think we'll put in a very good run this time around at a very good price. And they have now put the tongue tie back on. So watching out for a good run from Gilroy at a good odds. The third race, Natered 4 wheels and up maiden. 9 starters, they go 5 furlongs straight. This to me is a very tricky race. Anything can happen here. So boiling this down to 4 horses. They're the 1, Kensia, the 6, Spraga, the 7, Roman Princess, and the 9, Dark Matter. Kensia, TJ Suko claiming 3 kilos for Stephen Todd. A horse that was expected to show a lot more and be a much better horse, but definitely has her problems. Last time out, 5 furlongs round, was 6 by 6 lengths after leading for most of the way before giving way. That was back in December. Freshened up for this, has some works coming into the race and coming in this light, and does possess a lot of speed. Even though drawn 1, I think Kensia will put in a very good effort. The 6, Spraga, Jermaine Lewis claiming 4 kilos for Leroy Tomlinson. Last time out at 6.5 furlongs was second by 2 lengths to Solace. Before that, over the 4 furlong straight, came from off the pace to finish second by 2.5 lengths to Big Pop. So looks like he's capable of running well over the straight and claiming that 4 kilos off of his 126 pounds. I'm giving Spraga a shot in the event. The 7, Roman Princess, Anthony Allen, 3 kilos for Jacqueline Roman. Consistent in the last 3 starts. Last time over this distance was third by a length and a quarter to Bomb Night. Before that at 5 rounds was second by a short head to Princess Catalea. And before that at 5.5 furlongs was third by 2.5 lengths to Little Maggie. That was back in November. Hasn't been seen at the exercise track, so might be doing her work at the swimming pool or at the sea. So another good run expected from Roman Princess, who does have some pace, so should enjoy the galloping course once again. And the 9, Dark Matter, Philip Parchment for Donovan Plummer. Lightly raced horse, only 4 starts. Last time out was second by 7 lengths, was early in the early part of the race before falling back and then staying on at the finish to finish second to Noble Monarch at 5 furlongs round. Last time over the straight course was 4 furlongs straight back in November, finishing 5th by 5.5 lengths to Dream to Reality, Lady Sarasuta and Tornado Steel, after breaking slowly. Much better horses than these, and a reproduction of that effort will see Dark Matter definitely fighting it out. A long shot that I would use in this event, because as I said, this is a tricky race, would be the 8, Rani. Rotamar Weir claiming 4 kilos for Victor Williams. Nothing in most of the starts, but I'm going to look back to the 19th of October 5 furlong straight when finishing 8 by 6 lengths to La Vida and Princess Catalea. Was prominent all the way up to the final furlong and a half before giving way. Has been taken to the task at exercise, I would say, and claiming this 4 kilo, and they have now taken off that figure 8. I'm interested to see how this Rani runs and expecting this horse to run well at a very big price. The 4th race, Native with 5 wheels and up, numbers of 4, imported 5 wheels and up, numbers of 3. A field of 10, they go 5 furlongs straight. So it's another 5 straight race. This kind of race is my kryptonite, working out 5 straight races. And this is a very, very competitive race. So I'm going to have to boil it down to 5 horses. There are the 3, Loyal Action, the 4, Smart Asset, the 5, Bossy, the 8, Lion Charmer, and the 9, Wayne's Princess. Okay. Loyal Action, Richard Henry claiming 3 kilos here for Patrick Lynch. Last time out, good run at 5.5 furlongs, was 4th by 4 lengths to Fly Blue Jet and Lion Charmer, after basically setting up the pace and tying up in the stretch. Last time over the straight 5 was 3rd by 8.5 lengths to Bulletproof Coffee, who won by 8.5 lengths. Was only a short head off of Fly Blue Jet there, so definitely showing that Loyal Action has a preference for the 5 straight course, and having good early speed, definitely has a shot in this race of fighting it out. The 4, Smart Asset, TJ Suku claiming 3 kilos here for Tensan Chung. Last time out, 6 by 9.5 lengths to James. Before that, at the 5 straight, was 3rd by 3.5 lengths, coming from off the pace to Acknowledge Me and Fly Blue Jet. Freshened up for this race, busy at the exercise track. If the pace crumbles in the stretch, this is the horse I think will be finishing very strong. The 5, Bossy, outsider with a good chance here. Emilia McLean claiming 4 kilos for Marvin Campbell. A lackluster performance in the last 2 starts, but before that, over the straight 5 was 6 by 8 3/4 lengths to Legit Boss and Acknowledge Me. That was back in November. back in June and May, had back-to-back wins over the 5 straight, won by 2 lengths over Blinking Light, then came back at 6 furlongs to beat Brit Bryan Express and Wayne's Princess at 6 furlongs in 113, working at the exercise track, so I think he's very sound, and this horse I think is a danger to all. They have now changed the equipment, they've taken off that figure 8, put on the hood, let's see how it helps the chances of Bossy. The 8, Lion Charmer, can't seem to get it right, but good runs on the last 2 starts. Ray and Lewis here for Patrick Lynch, back on April 5th, was at 5.5 furlongs, was second by 2.5 lengths to Fly Blue Jet. Went a bit too early for his own good. Came back at 7.5 furlong, which I don't think is his favorite trip, but still ran a big race to finish second by a length to Tiger Amidat. Over the straight course now, last time over the straight was fourth by 5 lengths to Lady Abimala and Fly Blue Jet. Stablemate Loyal Action was third in that event. So if saved for a run in the stretch, Lion Charm I think will be one of those finishing strong. And the 9, Wayne's Princess, Uville Pinnock for Gary Griffiths. Last 2 starts, nothing to really write about. Before that, at a mile, was fourth by 3 lengths to Burning Val and Wizkid, Huntsman. All of these horses have gone on to overnight allowance. And even though 5 straight might look a bit snappy, his last time over the straight was fourth by 4.25 lengths to Legit Boss and Acknowledge Me. Freshened up for this, busy at the exercise, working well. And if I had to make a wager in the race in a very competitive race like this, I would take a chance with this Wayne's Princess coming in at a good price. The 5th race, the co-feature, the Aston Commock Memorial Trophy. Native bred 4 years and up, non-runners of 3, and imported 4 years and up, non-runners of 2. Strong field of 11, they go 8 furlongs. I'm boiling this race down to 4. They are the 4, King Pie, the 5, Shooting Star, the 8, Queen of Soul, and the 11, Oil Machine. Okay, King Pie, Shane Ellis here for Anthony Nunes. Stretch running colt, last time out was third by 4.5 lengths to his vastly improved stablemate, who's now in allowance company. Coming from off the pace, good run there at 7.5. Before that, at a mile, also coming from very far off the pace to finish third by 7.25 lengths to other useful stablemate, Captain Sparrow. The speedball McEnroe was second in that race. King Pie came out of the gates very slowly and was finishing fast. So back here against lesser lights, if a pace sets up in front of him and he's coming in extremely fresh, I think this King Pie is the horse they're going to all have to beat in the stretch. The 5, Shooting Star, Robert Hallidine for Leroy Tomlinson. Last time out 5 furlongs straight was 5th by a length to Restoration. Before that, at 7 furlongs, was right in the pace for most of the way to be beaten. Third by 2.75 lengths by Immeasurable Joy. A mile, think might just about get a mile, and depending on how the pace sets up, the Shooting Star is coming in here to run a very good race from right on the pace or with the leaders. The 8, Queen of Soul. This is my little dark horse for the race. Ray and Lewis here for Anthony Nunes, the stable companion of King Pie. Last time out, I went through that out 5 furlongs round. Was a no-show against My Sunshine. Before that, at 7 furlongs, was fourth by 5.75 lengths to Immeasurable Joy, Titan Tempo, and Shooting Star. In my opinion, was way too early for her own good there. And I think this is a horse who tends to want to sit back off the pace and then come with a run. So I'm thinking that she might enjoy this mile run. So I'm giving this Queen of Soul a good shot at coming at them late, making first run on her stablemate, and possibly has a good chance of running a big race at a big price. And the 11, the very dangerous Oil Machine, Paul Francis for Philip Elliott. Last time out, 6.5 furlongs, was second by half a length to Blue Sensation. Before that, at a mile, was fourth by 6.25 lengths. That race was they all hooked up early and gave way to Battle Angel in the stretch. Last win was at a mile back in December, winning by 6 lengths from Lucy in the Sky and the General, both horses present today. If this Oil Machine is allowed to get to that lead and relax, will be a very difficult horse to catch. Will they allow that to happen? That is the question. So those are the 4 I boil it down to. Kind of wanted to gamble outside of here. I'd probably go with Queen of Soul and the Quinella with the stablemate King Pie. But if the pace sets up, I think King Pie might run them down. The 6th race, 3 years and up, optional claiming, 350 to 250. Native bred 6 years and up, non-runners of 3. Big field of 16, they go 6 furlongs. I'm going to boil this race down to 4. They are the 5, Print Quality, the 6, Musketeer, the 10 Prince Dominic, and the 11 General Chief. Print quality, Jaheim Anderson claiming 4 kilos for Alfred Davidson. Nothing to really recommend off of the farm. More that I think that this has some back class. Last good run, if you can say, that was back in January, 5.5 furlongs, 4th by 13 lengths to Storm Valley. So outside a shot, the print quality comes out of these gates good, I think will run a good race. The 6 Muscatoon, Shane Ellis here for Joseph Thomas. Very fit and consistent right now. Last time out at this distance was an easy 3-length winner at this level, beating Last Dance and Don Almighty. Before that, at 6.5 furlongs, was second by half a length to Jones Strike at this level. So definitely Muscatoon coming in here with a great shot of pulling this off. The 11 is General Chief, Radish Roman here for Spencer Chung. Last time out was 5 furlongs straight back in December, 6 by 5.5 lengths to My Sunshine. Before that, at 5.5 furlongs, was second by a head to Sneaky Joe. And before that, at 6.5 furlongs, was second by a short head to Diamond Rock. Stepping down in class from the last run, was in a 400,000 claimer. So coming down here to 350,000 from the stable of Spencer Chung and Radish Roman in the saddle. Busy at the exercise track. I think General Chief might be the horse they're going to all have to beat. And the 10, that is Prince Dominic, Demar Williams here for Edward Walker, claiming 4 kilos. Last time out was second by 8.25 lengths to Big Jewel back in January. Before that was an easy 8-length winner at 6 furlongs, beating Dancing in the Breeze. And before that, at 6 furlongs, was an easy 2-length winner over K-Boy. Stepping down in class from that 500,000 run, went second by 8 lengths and claiming 4 kilos off the top weight, giving Prince Dominic another good chance here, especially if he gets to that lead and tries to steal it. The 7th race, nature bred 4 years and up, non-runners of 4, and imported 4 years and up, non-runners of 3. Small field of 6, they go 5.5 furlongs, so this is a fun race. Ball in this race down to 2. They are the 5, Teflon Don, and the 6, Smart Trick. Teflon Don, Robert Haldane for Jason DaCosta. Last time out was the 23rd of March, going 7 furlongs, finishing 4th by 12 lengths to the very useful Gurvano. Fred the Master was second there, and Captain Sparrow was third. And that was a pretty decent run by Teflon Don going that far. Before that, at 5.5 furlongs, was second to She's That Girl. After coming out of the gate slow and then drifting out in the stretch, only beating a length and 3/4. She's That Girl is running in the feature race today in overnight allowance. So off the basis of that performance, coming in this race fresh, working well, I think Teflon Don is definitely the horse they're going to have to beat. And the 6, Smart Trick, Shane Ellis for Anthony Nunes, has gone on strength to strength. Back-to-back wins back in January at 6.5 furlongs, made all the run to win by a short head from Titan Tempo and Shooting Star. Stepped up in class to non-runners of 3, made all the running at 5.5 furlongs to beat a breath of fresh air and Hotbread Scammer. Looks like the speediest horse in the race, tends to hit a brick wall when coming under pressure, but if allowed to steal away, I think is the only danger to Teflon Don. For the trifecta, I'm going to throw a long shot in, and that's going to be the 3, Bernard the Quick. Devon Thomas for Errol Sobrati was a highly thought of horse a couple years ago, but obviously things went south. Last time out was back in November, going 5.5 furlongs when finishing 6 by 3 3/4 lengths to Noble Attitude, Lady Admiral, and Fly Blue Jet. Coming in fresh, and I think is a nice outsider horse to complete the trifecta. The 8th race, 3 years and up, claiming 1 million to 800,000. Field of 9, another 5 furlongs straight. Born this race down to 4. They are the 1, Generational, the 4, KP Choice, the 8, Brompton Alex, and the 9, Rejected Raja. Generational, Wesley Henry here for Ricardo Brown. Ultra consistent at this time. Last time out of 5.5 furlongs was second by a length and 3/4 to KP Choice, who's present here. Before that, the 5 round was an easy 11-length winner over Brinks and Starmer Come. His last run over the straight 5 course was back in November when finishing second by a half a length to Bugatti. In that race, Brompton Alice was a close third. Once again, even though from the 1 draw, the fit Generational must be in here with a good shot. The 4, KP Choice, Philip Parchment here for Philip Elliott. Last time out at 5.5 furlongs was a winner by a length and 3/4 over Generational. Hooked up in a speed battle and did fight off Generational to win. Before that, over the straight 5 course, was fourth by 9 lengths to Milos and Sugar Daddy, who's present. That's if Sugar Daddy is going to start, as he recently ran on Saturday and won. So I'm not sure if Sugar Daddy is going to be a starter. And before that, KP Choice was third by 4 3/4 lengths to Taros Boy. So very capable. Has a win over the straight back in January. $1 Million Claimer beating Power Ranking. So again, even though from the head of the scales, this KP Choice should again have a good shot in this event. The 8, my long shot in the race, Brompton Alex or Shane Nugent for Philip Lee. Nothing in recent times, but last good run back in November for 750,000 over the straight 5 course was third by a length to Bugatti and Generational. His last win was back in October, 5 furlongs round, making all the running to beat Travelers Lodge and Last Dance. So has come up a bit from that level to run a good third against Generational. That's my outsider in the race, and I think is a dangerous horse to watch in the event from a clean start. And the 9, Rejected Raja, Omar Walker here for Michael Kane. Last time out 6.5 furlongs, the 9-5 favorite, beaten third by 14 lengths to Great Wayne. Before that, at 5 straight, was 7 by 8.5 lengths to KP Choice. Didn't look like he was really putting it all in that 5 furlong straight race. And if you go back to August 24th, over the straight 5, when coming from off the pace, was third by 2 lengths to Generation and Volatility. I think Rejected Raja looks very fit right now, and I think even at a good price, should be in here with a good shot. The 9th, the feature, the Easter Sprint Cup, 3 wheels and up overnight allowance, 12 starters, they go 5.5 furlongs. I've already given the tips for this on my previous program. So the 5 horses that I have in this race are the 1, Fearless Soul, the 3, Mahogany, the 5, Freedom Street, the 6, Money Market, and the 10, Unbelievable Force. I'm leaning towards Unbelievable Force. Very fit to probably fight off stablemate Fearless Soul and class horse Mahogany. My long shot to watch in the race is going to be Freedom Street. And the 10th and final, Native 3-year-old maiden fillies, 14 starters, 5.5 furlongs. So this is going to be a banger. Big field going this shot. So I'm going to boil this race down to 5 horses. They are the 4, Queen Latifah, the 6, Giant Vigorous, the 7, Altogether, the 9, Native Flyer, and the 11, Riley J. The 4, Queen Latifah, Omar Walker for Greg Fennell, third by 8 3/4 lengths, and last to Khaleesi. That's going 7 furlongs. Before that, at 4 furlongs straight, was second by 2 lengths to Big Buzz. Much suited to this shorter sprint, and a good run expected from Queen Latifah. Number 6, Giant Vigorous. Shane Richardson claiming 2 kilos for Rowan Matty. Last time out at 5 furlongs round was fourth by 7 3/4 lengths to Pretty Perfect in a race that he was a part of the pace for most of the way. Last time at this distance was second by 9 lengths to I Dream Again. Very useful horse there. Had Brompton Boy behind by a length, and Brompton Boy recently ramped on Saturday. So morning line says 10-1. Good run expected here from this Giant Vigorous. The 7, the horse I like in the race altogether, O'Neill Mullins for Ryan Darby. Morning line says 12-1. Last time out 7 by 18 lengths to Khaleesi. Was used up too early, went way too fast for her own good in that event, going that far. Before that, at 5.5 furlongs, was fourth by 12 lengths to I Dream Again and a Giant Vigorous and Brompton Boy. After coming out of the gates extremely slow, still managing to run fourth. So off the basis of that run, I'm definitely giving this altogether a grand shot, and that's the horse I think I might take a chance and make a wager in this very tough race. The 9 is Native Flyer, Robert Halladine for Stephen Todd, second and last by a length and 3/4 to I'm Outstanding over the straight 5 course. Before that, at 6 furlongs, was fourth by 6.5 lengths to Perfect Affair and Cost a Living. 5.5, I think, is right up the street of this Native Flyer, working well coming into the race, and should again have a good shot. And the 11, Riley J, Richie Shakes here for Lauren Curlew. Last 2 runs disappointing, but back in January at 6 furlongs was a winner, although disqualified, beating Hansa, who was third in that race. So off of the basis of that performance, I'm definitely going to have to squeeze this Riley J here in with a shot.